welcome to another video from Crafters Corner. Tejal here today with a repeat of my last post, but I wanted to show this in video rather than with pictures. So today I'm talking about the Perfect Layers rulers. I've already used it in a couple of my projects, especially the butterfly ones, and I wanted to show it with a tutorial so that I could explain a little better how to use it. So when you get these, you get a set of 3 rulers. Now these are not your conventional rulers. Here are your 3 scales, and you can see different numbers written over them. Now between these 3 rulers you have 10 measurements. Now instead of markings along the side, you have markings over here. Okay, also what is going to give you those perfect layers are these ridges. I don't know if you can see those, but there is a ridge over here, so your paper will get caught under this and you will get that layer. Second thing, this has a metal edge over here, so even when you're using a craft knife, an X-Acto, a blade, whatever you're using to cut this, you will never ever cut your plastic ruler. So you can be assured you will never damage this ruler, because this metal layer over here protects the whole side of this ruler, and it's there on every side of all the rulers. So that's one thing about this. Now how do you use them? These rulers are actually meant for design such that a right-handed person as well as a left-handed person can use them. Now for a right-handed person, you read the right hand side of your scale. So over here I can see 1/4 and 3/8 the right side up, but which is towards the right side is what I'm going to get. That is a right-handed person. So for me, when I'm using this ruler, I'll be using the right side with the 1/4 inch mat. But for a left-handed person, they will use the 3/8 of an inch matting and cut on this side. Conversely, now I want to, if I turn it around, I get the 5/8 on this side. So when I'm using my right side and cutting, I get the 5/8 of an inch mat, and a left-handed person will get a 1/8 of an mat. Now when you turn your scale around, I get my 1/8 inch, and this side I get my 5/8 of an inch. So every scale will give you 4. These 2 scales will give you 4 mattings, and the third scale will give you 2, because the 1 inch is a huge one. There's only 2 on this, so this one will give you a 1 inch mat as well as a, turn it around, and it's a 3/4 of an inch mat. So let me just show you how to go around using these, and I'll show you a couple of measurements which are my favorites. Now when you're using this, please be using your cutting mat. Do not cut on your craft sheet. Okay, so let's assume this is the piece that I have to mat. Now always remember one thing: using these perfect rulers, you will not be able to cut the mat first and then put the photograph in. You will always have your photograph, your focal point, your image, whatever you need to mat, that will have to be glued down first. Then you will cut the mat around it. And the best part about using perfect rulers is there is absolutely no measuring necessary. Alright, so let me start with this, and you need a piece of paper which is slightly larger than you actually require. So let me use this. Oh boy. Right. So I'm going to stick it right in this corner. Okay, so I need to cut 1/8 inch mat around my focal point. So the 1/8 inch I'm going to be using is going to be, because I'm a right-handed person, it's going to be on my right side and it's going to be the one that's facing up. So I'm going to take this scale, keep it here and move it in till it hits the focal point. Because this edge over here, let it focus there, this is the edge, so this edge will butt up against the focal point and this is where I start cutting. Use a very sharp knife or a blade or an X-Acto. I'm using the Olfa ones, and just slowly glide down. Turn it around and again move your scale in till it hits on the ridge, and again cut. And my third cut. Now coming to the final cut, and here I have a perfectly matted project. Now this is what I cut with the 1/8 of an inch, and now I have these little pieces. These are from Eco Park. So I'm going to give a 1/16 of an inch mat. Now I have 1/16 on the scale over here, but this is upside down, so this is not my 1/16. If I turn it around, I get the 1/16 on the right side facing up, and this is going to be my correct side to use. And here is the tiny ridge. Now there's one thing I need to tell you, that if you're using very thin paper, the chances are the edge might not butt up against this thin paper. So once you've glued it down, just take either your blade and just run it under it so you lift up the edge, or if you have nails, which unfortunately I do not today, you can run it under it and lift up the edge, and your scale will butt up against this. So let me show you with this one. I can when I'm using this with the perfect scale, I make sure I don't go right to the edge so that I can lift it up when I'm working with it. So here is my piece matted down, and here I'm going in. Maybe I could zoom in a little bit. Okay. See, this is flush against the focal point, and now with my knife I'll just glide down, turn it around and do the same for the other side. Now turn around again. Now see, here my ruler is kind of slipping over, so what I will do is just run my nail under it and lift this part up a bit. Now it holds there. Let me show you. Now can you see this perfect mat? Now here I have this piece, and let me pick something say a 3/8 of an inch. Okay, so go here. I hit my with the 3/8 of an inch over here. Cut. Especially when you have thin papers, you will have to be a little careful, but if you're using a photograph, there will be absolutely no problems. So here, let me just throw out all these papers out of the way, and you can see this perfect border all around. So I showed you this one. This can go again. Probably you could mat it and you could have your card right ready. Okay, so here's the other one as well. Alright, so the only piece of tools that you need with this are your craft knife and your adhesive. That's it, and a cutting mat. Other than that, you do not need anything. You do not need to measure. You do not need to measure the size of your project, measure the size of your focal point, your card, nothing. You just figure out what mat size you need and you just go around cutting it, and that's it. So I hope this has answered some of your questions as to how to use these perfect layers, and believe me, it's a worthwhile investment to have, especially if you love working with scrapbooks, or if you are very particular about having straight edges on your cards. Nothing says a clean and perfect card like a perfect layer. So I hope you enjoyed this small little video. So see you soon quickly with another video, and till then, happy crafting.